We made a little trip to Liverpool over the weekend so Ben could visit the university. We were there yesterday. It was really cold in Liverpool. It's not always that cold in Liverpool, is it? To be fair, Scotland could be even colder. But I managed to forget my woolly hat. Now it's really freezing. So my girls kindly went to the Liverpool FC shop and they bought me, I've got it here somewhere, it's maybe in my coat, a very nice grey Liverpool FC hat. So you'll see me wearing it. But Liz had told me that there was also other merchandise in that shop, extolling the praises of Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool manager. It's probably not quite so much the flavour of the month these days, but he certainly was a year or two ago, or maybe a few months ago. One said, I don't know if it's a hat or whatever, in Klopp we trust. In God we trust, in Klopp we trust. But sadly for all Liverpool fans, Klopp, like Jacob, like us all, fails. He's not someone we can put our ultimate trust in. Failing humans just like us. But when you come to Jesus, you find someone who is in a different league from every other human being. I submit that there's no one like him. He is the one who is perfectly obedient, even under the most tremendous pressure. And he is fully faithful to the end. For us, he is completely dependable. As we come to him by faith in prayer, we come to one who is just rock solid. He's good, he's true. There's no wickedness, there's no darkness, there's not even a shadow in him at all. In Christ alone my hope is found. Jacob was a man just like us, as the Bible says of Elijah, and he failed just like us, and he fell, I think, into complacency and into old habits just like we do. And this really is just like us. I see myself in the mirror of this chapter. I mean this way. When we've been very worried about something, some meeting, some appointment, some reunion with even a family member, some test at school or college, and we have prayed desperately about it. I mean, we really poured it out before the Lord. Oh, please, Lord, please, Father, help me with this. And then the time has come. Maybe not every time, but many times, to our great surprise, our great relief, our great joy. Everything goes really, really well, far above all our expectations. What has happened then? Well, we've been really thankful for a bit, haven't we? We've been walking on air. Happy to know God's grace. I think that's a pretty regular experience in the life of God's people. But what then often happens is that we fall back into complacency, don't we? Life becomes easier again, and we just fall back into taking God's grace for granted. We stop depending on him. We stop praying. We stop realizing how much we need him. We sit back. We kind of fall asleep spiritually. And that is what we see with Jacob. It's what we see in the history of Israel in the Old Testament, and it is what we often find in our own lives. We quickly forget God. When the sun is shining and we're sailing along, we quickly forget how much we need him. We lean back on our own understanding. We fall into old habits until it all starts to fall apart again, and then we run to him, don't we? Desperately, Lord, help me. Isn't that an awful thing? Isn't that a sad thing, really? That we do that when the Lord has been so good to us. Shouldn't it have the opposite effect when he's been so kind and gracious and rescued us? Shouldn't it make us even more thankful and obedient because of that? But instead we often go the other way, don't we? I see Jacob falling back into old sins again, into old patterns, old habits.